Good afternoon. This is a public hearing required by law and authorized by the New York Power Authority's Board of Trustees on a proposed form of contracts for the sale of expansion power allocations. My name is Felisa Hockeiser, and I'm the authority's Deputy Corporate Secretary. New York State Public Authorities Law, Section 1009, sets forth procedures for executing certain contracts negotiated by the authority. First, prior to the hearing, it requires that notice of the hearing be provided. Therefore, a notice was sent to the Governor, the Assistant Secretary for Energy, the Speaker of the Assembly, the Chair of the Senate Finance Committee, the Chair of the Assembly Ways and Means Committee, the Senate Minority Leader, the Ranking Minority Member of Assembly Ways and Means, and the President Pro Tempore and Majority Leader. In addition, notices appeared once a week for the 4 weeks leading up to this hearing in the following newspapers: Niagara Gazette, Buffalo News, Buffalo Business First, Niagara County Tribune Sentinel Lewiston, Albany Times Union, and the Dunkirk Observer. The public was also given access to the proposed contracts on the authority's website during the 30-day period prior to today's hearing. After the hearing, the public will be given access to the hearing transcript once it is completed at www.nipa.gov. The next step in the process set forth in Section 1009 will be for the NYPA trustees to reconsider the proposed contracts in light of public comments. Once the trustees have completed their final review, the contracts will be forwarded to the governor for her consideration and approval. If you plan to make an oral statement at this hearing, I ask that you please indicate so on the sign-in sheet. Also, if you have a written statement, you can mail or email the corporate secretary at 123 Main Street, 9B as in boy, White Plains, New York, 10601, or email at secretaries.office@nipa.gov. That is secretaries.office@nipa.gov. Written statements may be of any length and will appear in the record of the hearing in addition to oral statements. The record of the hearing will remain open for additional comments up to and until close of business Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. At this point, I would like to introduce Emily Alkowitz, Director of Power Contracts and Tariffs, who will provide additional details on the proposed contracts for expansion power allocations. Thank you. Ms. Alkowitz?
Thank you, Ms. Hockeiser. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here today to present a summary of the proposed contracts for Agri Plastics USA, LLC, and U.S. Sugar Company, LLC. Regarding the two proposed contracts under the Public Authorities Law, Section 1005, subsection 13, the authority may allocate and sell directly or by sale for resale 250 megawatts of expansion power, known as EP, 445 megawatts of replacement power, known as RP, to businesses located within 30 miles of the Niagara Power Project, provided that an amount of EP allocated to businesses in Chautauqua County on January 1st, 1987 shall continue to be allocated in Chautauqua County. At its December 9th, 2025 meeting, the NYPA trustees approved a 380 kW allocation of EP for a term of 10 years to Agri Plastics USA, LLC, also known as Agri Plastics, based on commitments of creating at least 26 new full-time jobs and making a capital investment of at least $3.5 million at the Lackawanna, New York facility that would utilize the EP allocation. The trustees also provided authorization for a public hearing in accordance with the Public Authorities Law, PAL, 1009, on a proposed form of contract with Agri Plastics that would, along with Authority Service Tariff Number WNY2, STNY2, apply to the sale of EP to Agri Plastics. Founded in 1995, Agri Plastics focuses on designing and manufacturing innovative calf housing and livestock equipment. The company manufactures a wide variety of feeders, waterers, and ventilation systems intended to enhance the overall efficiency and productivity of farming operations. The company places a strong emphasis on developing products that enhance animal health and improve farm operations. Agri Plastics plans to establish a new manufacturing facility in Lackawanna with 2 automated rotational molding machines to produce calf hutches and custom roto-molded components. The project is expected to serve a wide range of customers across the agricultural and industrial sectors while improving distribution challenges experienced at the company's U.S. headquarters based in Nebraska. The company's expansion project would involve a capital investment expenditure of at least $3.5 million, which includes new machinery and equipment purchases. The site of the proposed expansion is located within a disadvantaged community. Accordingly, the company's application for hydropower has been considered under NYPA's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Evaluation and Incentive Plan, approved by the Board of Trustees on December 7th, 2021. Agri Plastics anticipates multiple phases for this expansion project and currently is targeted for completion in 2027. At its December 9th, 2025 meeting, the NYPA trustees also approved a 210 kW allocation of EP for a term of 10 years to U.S. Sugar, LLC. Based on commitments of creating at least 35 new full-time jobs over a base of 205 full-time jobs and making a capital investment of at least $12.5 million at its Buffalo, New York facility that would utilize the EP allocation. The trustees also provided authorization for a public hearing in accordance with Public Authorities Law PAL 1009 on a proposed form of contract with U.S. Sugar that would, along with the authority service tariff number WNY2 STNY2, apply to the sale of EP to U.S. Sugar. Established in 1989, U.S. Sugar focuses on distributing and packaging brown and powdered sugars, including granulated, powdered, and specialty assortments for retail and industrial customers. U.S. Sugar plays a key role in sourcing, refining, and delivering high-quality sugar products to meet the diverse needs of its clients. U.S. Sugar plans to install 2 new high-efficiency bagger lines and develop a dedicated soft brown sugar packaging line at its Buffalo facility. The project would streamline operations, reduce downtime, and support growing demand for the company's soft brown sugar products. The expansion intends to improve packaging flexibility while advancing automation and quality control systems to ensure compliance with market standards. The company's expansion project would involve capital investment expenditure of at least $12.5 million. This includes $11 million for new machinery and equipment purchases and $1.2 million for building expansion and $300,000 for commissioning and testing fees. The site of the proposed expansion is located within a disadvantaged community. Accordingly, the company's application for hydropower has been considered under NYPA's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Evaluation and Incentive Plan approved by the Board of Trustees on December 7th, 2021. U.S. Sugar anticipates multiple phases for the expansion project, currently targeted for completion in 2026. The following is a summary of pertinent provisions in the proposed contracts. The contracts provide for the direct billing of all hydropower supply charges and all New York Independent System Operator, Inc. NYSO charges and taxes. The contracts include customer agreed upon commitments with respect to employment, capital investment, and power utilization. Under the contracts, the authority may reduce or terminate the allocation if employment, power utilization, or capital investment commitments are not met. Relatedly, the contracts include an annual job reporting requirement and a job compliance threshold of 90%. Should the company's average annual employment fall below the compliance threshold of 90% of the employment commitment, the authority may reduce the allocation. The contracts provide for the company to perform an energy efficiency audit at its facilities at least once within 5 years, helping to ensure that the customer used the hydropower efficiently. To address non-payment risk that could result from the direct billing arrangement, the contract includes commercially reasonable provisions concerning the authority's ability to charge late payment fees and to require deposits in the event of the customer's failure to make payment for any 2 monthly bills. These contract provisions are consistent with other authority direct sale contracts, including the Recharge New York sales contracts. The contracts provide for the collection of a zero emission credit charge and a renewable energy credit charge to allow the authority to recover its costs that would incur relating to purchase of zero emission credits and renewable energy credits attributable to the customer's load. The contracts will address the allocation along with the authority's service tariff WNY2, which specifies rates and other terms applicable to other EP and RP allocations. Transmission and delivery service for the allocations will be provided by the customer's local utility in accordance with the utility's Public Service Commission approved delivery service tariffs. As Ms. Hawkeiser stated earlier, the authority will accept your comments of the proposed contracts until the close of business on Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. I will now turn the hearing back to Ms. Hawkeiser. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Alquist. Has anyone signed up to speak at the hearing?
Not at this time.
Very good. Since no one has signed up to speak at the hearing, we will recess and reconvene as speakers arrive. It is now 6 p.m. As I previously stated, the record of the hearing will remain open for additional comments up to and until close of business Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. The February 24th, 2026 public hearing on the proposed sale of contracts for expansion power allocation is now officially closed. Thank you and good night.